What's going on, everybody? It's Harsh from TCG Discussions coming at you with OP11 series today. We're going to start off with Nami here. We're going to go through each leader and we're going to do a little mini market watch for all of them. I want to talk about these leaders and their competitive viability for a few minutes, and then we'll get into some prices of cards that are spiking absolutely through the roof for no reason. And then I'm going to give you my impression on their competitive viability. And like always, it's a discussion, so let me know in the comment section below what you think. So with that out of the way, we're going to talk about BY Nami. Okay, so this is the new blue yellow leader that's coming out in OP11. This is on Vampire Gaming's Twitter. All the leaders are here. That's what we're going to use as our medium to be able to see what their effects are. So blue yellow leader OP11 number 41, 4 life, 5,000 power, straw hat crew type. Not too bad here. During your turn, once per turn, when a life leaves any pile, you may activate this effect. Draw one card if you have 7 for your cards in your hand. So the first thing that I need to note is that this is only during your turn. If this was during either player's turn, this would be completely broken. It being during your turn is okay. This means that you can be aggressive and things are going to work out for you in terms of advantage for doing so. So I kind of like that. You can kind of draw 2 per turn. Not a bad effect. You still have the 7 or fewer card restriction, but that's actually kind of high. Like Usopp, for example, is at 5 or less. So this is actually not too bad of an effect. And then Dawn X1, when opponent attacks, you have to have a Dawn attached to her. When opponent attacks once per turn, you may trash one card from your hand, give this leader plus 1,000 for the turn. So this is assuredly like a really strong effect. This is turning any break into your hand into a 2K. And then what is going to be also really good is when you get this effect in regards to being a 4 life leader, I think that's where this is going to be super powerful. Now, here's one thing I'm going to say about the leader in terms of competitive viability, because that's the question. Like, are these effects good enough to make her competitively viable? And I'm going to say right out the box with our current card pool, not really. It's really kind of hard for me to figure out how Anel just is not better than her. For example, Anel is a 10 life leader. He's gonna have basically all of the healing in the world that she can have, while recycling a card every turn, getting that extra life, and on top of it, having access to the 10 cost, which she can't because she's straw hat crew. So in terms of yellow, 100% Anel is going to be the best deck. And I'm not sure this plus 2K is really going to merit it, because 4 life leaders still get hyper pressured down, right? You have to be very defensive. Lim, for example, is going to be an issue for her. You know, if Doflamingo isn't banned, this is going to be an issue. Her color combination allowing her to play the heal cards and pudding and other blue stuff is okay, but I don't see how it just translates into automatically winning, because you have this defensive ability that makes you trash a card, and in order for you to draw the extra card, you still have to deal damage. Sometimes there's cards on the board you have to attack into. Sometimes going at life just isn't a viability. Now, you can be super aggressive at their life, but blockers are going to be what kind of stops her from doing that. And so there's kind of some ways to play around it. But we're going to look at some cards that automatically, in my view, came to mind when I saw this life pile effect. And this is going to be, of course, Kazuki Huyori. This is the alternate art from OP06 Wings of the Captain, and it's been bought out to $47. I mean, this is actually crazy, with only a couple more listings here. Page ranging to 65. Wow, I mean, that's pretty high. Now, there is going to be the base SR version, right? The base SR version here, and there's the reprint of this card, I believe, as well. So if you need this for this leader, I would pick these up now. I don't think that there's any reason to not with the potential viability of what she is. So I would go ahead and do that. Additionally, the PRB one is sitting at $90 right now. You have the Japanese one for $27, I think another Japanese one for $55, another one for $61, and then the nearest near mint is 90. Only verified seller on the only on this page is for $100. So you got here with 10,000 sales, which I don't know how you're not verified and, you know, have 10,000 sales, but this guy's got 2 for $99. So if you're looking to alter with the PRB, which is becoming quickly, if you haven't noticed, like in the market, because we haven't done a market watch in a hot minute, but all PRB alts are quickly de facto becoming the highest priced alts because of how rare the set is. So that's Hiyori. Next, I wanted to talk about the Three Brothers structure decks, because there's a whole host of cards in here that I think that are going to be pretty good. Number one, if there's some kind of combination that could consistently use the babies, these babies pulling cards out of life would also proc her effect while making her a boosted stat. And then you'd like obviously like try to heal later in the game. But like this Punch Luffy, where you just trash a life and draw a card, this is technically trash a life, draw 2 off of draw for turn. So this is like gonna be a card that I thought of, but I mean, like, again, you have to trash a life, but you get to draw 2, which is pretty nifty. The other card that I thought about is this Trash Sabo, and the parallel of this is sitting at 15. I think the Luffy was sitting at 21. This one trashes life decay up a 5 or less, so that could be pretty interesting. But yeah, there are the normal copies of these cards are pretty okay, and I think this is a pretty fair price. This card was sitting at some insane value, like it had got bought out to like an extreme high, and I don't know, it's saying that this was its highest, but I swear this was like bought out to like $70. I mean, the prices on these sales aren't really, I mean, they're pretty unreasonable. You got 21, 22, and then it's 30, and then it's 35, and then it's 45, and then it's just like ridiculously high. Same thing for the Sabo. You got 14s, and then this looks like it's actually been bought out. Holy smokes, how many? Wow, there are 33 of these have been sold over the last couple days. I picked up basically everything of this at a cheap value before this leader is released, so that's pretty good. Ivankov is another card that can be played in this leader and also sets up your babies. Ivankov has been bought out to $20, which is pretty crazy. And then I imagine the Edward Newgate is also something that can be looked at here. Not sure if this is going to get bought out, but we're looking anywhere from $7 to $8, 9, and then just straight 10s plus, which is a pretty good card. That isn't here that I kind of wanted to look at is Lucy. This is going to be a card that's hard to buy out because of what it is. It's a rare in 500 years to the future. I've got like a ton of these, but this effect is actually pretty crazy. So you can add a card from your life to hand to rest of 4 or less, and then if you have 1 or less life cards, you can like re-heal the top card. This is like really strong for her. She can take a couple damage for playing this card, get a good swing in. And then moving on, we've got Flampe. Flampe has been like bought out to the moon. Okay, these are the regular arts. They are now sitting at $10 a piece. This is a rare, by the way. This is now a $10 rare. All right, lowest verified seller for 14 at $10. Okay, only goes up to like 12, and then I imagine it gets pretty unreasonable. Yeah, we're like sitting $15-20 for a rare. Like, come on, bro. Okay, however, the alt of her is been bought out to $70. Like, I'm very happy I have my set of these. I had my set of these already, but like, holy smokes, 68, so $70, 75, 80, and then 100. Okay, you can't really make it up. It's pretty crazy. Just insane value on cards. Let's see if there's any other recommendeds down here that we haven't looked at. We'll look at those here in a second. But anyway, Flampe is going to be a pretty big deal in the deck as well. This is like draw 3. Okay, this is like take a life, that's a card, draw a card, that's a card, use leader effect, draw another card. This card can be crazy and Nami. And then you'll have like obviously a huge hand size for defense, and then you'll have everything else to go with it. So Flampe obviously going to be a staple. Pick yours up now. The rare price of 10 is pretty high, so I imagine it's only going to go up from here. Next, we're going to look at 2 things. We're going to look at Sanji Yellow. This is the highest rarity of it. It's the finalist offline regional, and it's now $70. Yeah, this hasn't been sold in a minute, so but this effect is pretty good. Don't assume attacking out a card of life, and then you add out the, like, it's basically like the Lucy effect, but it's anytime. This is going to be an interesting piece to have in the deck. I think it's a pretty good turn 2 play, and then it'll help Nami be aggressive. But if you want that, it's going to be a pretty penny. There's other versions we'll take a look at here in a second. Because she's also blue, and there's a purple blue leader, this Sanji SCR is something, if you don't have it and you want the ult, you need to pick this up now. This is only going to go up, man. The more they keep printing like Straw Hat cards that are like blue and have blue attached to them, like this card's only going to be like looked at, because it's like, what if they like print like some 9 cost like Jinbei or something to go with this, right? Or it's something super broken, or it lets you filter search. It's just going to be crazy. And I think that this is a card to definitely look at. It's sitting at 45 right now. Lowest verified's about $45. It's pretty steady on that, and then it's got a lot. The regular art of this though is climbing. This was like 15, and now it's sitting about 20. Lowest verified here is about $20, and then it climbs up. This is also only going to go up. Something I would take a look at. Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger, before we continue on with Sanji, just while I have it here. Another card that's starting to climb up, both due to Boa and possibly this leader. Pick these up now before they get any higher. They're about $4. Let's look at some more Sanjis so you can see, you can find the 2 costs, because I think there's an alt art as well. The 2 cost one right here. Here's another offline regional finalist. This one's sitting about 60. This one's being bought out. And we're talking like yesterday, 7 were sold for $20. Pretty good. And then moving on, I think there's a couple more we can take a look at, because I think there's like a regular art. I guess we can look at the participants as well. Participant, this one's been bought out to 31. It's fantastic. Then right here, we've got another participant one offline. I think there's like online and offline, right? Yeah, this is online, offline. And then this one's another $20, $25. These would be the ones to grab, but they're being bought out to 30. Then we have this CS of Impact one, Premium Bandai Collection. This one is sitting around 17, 18, $20 being bought out. Also something to take a look at. Now I'm pretty sure that there is a regular, there's the championship participation one. That one's sitting about 15, $20. I want to see if I can find the alt. Maybe it's just this one. I think this is the regular one. This one's about 33 cents. So if this is the one that you want to get, I would recommend getting this one. Moving on, Ace was the next card that I wanted to take a look at. That Katakuri and Yamato. So looking at Ace, this is another card that if you don't have it, it's sitting about $35. I would pick this up if you could afford to do so. This assuredly could be a card that they play in Nami and would be kind of helpful because she's a 4-life leader. Like the heals with decks like this are pretty good. So yeah, he's climbing up there. He's a little bit of a pretty penny, but 30, 35 is what you'd be looking at to get the regular. And then the alt is sitting at about $55. It's downtrending a little bit and stabilizing. It was like it's up to like in the 60s, but it's like on the downtrend. Not sure if this is really a good price for the alt SCR. I would be more comfortable if this is sitting around 45. It's down $10 more, but I'm not really sure the market's going to dip that low. So just something to think about. Anytime you have yellow, we think about healing. So moving on to Big Mom cards. So she can't play Tenlin, but she can play this, and it's pretty annoying. This right here is sitting about $20. The 7 Lin. This is going to give you an option to either trash a life or you add a card. This is going to be extremely good in her for 2 reasons. The 7-8 pressure is nice, and this is basically acting like it's going to draw you a card if they trash, and then it's going to draw you a card by adding a card to their hand. So I think that either way, this is a very strong card in Nami. The next card that I want to talk about is this, and I think this is getting bought out. Yeah, kind of. They're kind of reflooding the market. This was bought out yesterday. So this is a Queen Mama Chanter. Okay. This is activating. You can rest the stage, add to one card from the top of your life cards in your hand, then add to one character cost of 3 or less the top of its owner's life face up. What this means is like you can search with like a low end searcher, play down the charter, and then rest to put the searcher in your life after taking a life to your hand. This is pretty broken, honestly, because what it does is it allows you to draw and then the search, right? And then you, after searching, went on to take that life, which is going to proc the leader ability, and then you're going to re-add that searcher to then research again, which is basically like, again, it's going to be an add a life, draw, and then replace that life. So I think that's pretty good. I think that overall is pretty good. Next two cards we're going to look at are Katakuri. Katakuri is gotta be one of the most unreasonably overpriced cards in this game's history, and unfortunately it's going straight back up there. So PRB ults is now sitting at base $102. 105 lowest verified. You can't make this up, dude. This card was already climbing in these ranges before, and the PRB vault is achieved what its predecessor has. His predecessor isn't much better though. Predecessor base verified low is 85. Now, while it's $20 less, and this alt I think is a little bit cooler because it's got like all the mochi mochi fist with hockey on them. The reality is that if you want to alt these, this is just going to cost you a pretty penny. There's just no way around it. And then when I looked at the bases, okay, so there's two. There's the Pillar of Strength one. Base verified low now is starting to climb back up. It's like $15 to $17, which is obnoxious because this card was this art was reprinted into the dust by PRB, and it itself is only $1 behind this. So people are again looking at Nami. They're looking at this card. They're looking at an L, and they're looking at this card, and it's just going straight up to the moon. So I would move on this sooner rather than later if you're thinking about playing yellow in the future, because this is the cheapest one. It's 16, the other one's like 17. Don't risk it. This could be easily a $20-$25 card based on buyouts, especially given the support, right? Like if some support that like plays out of life has a super broken effect, and then Katakuri can put that card back, yeah, it's going to be some hot nonsense. So just remember that. And then we're going to look at one niche card. Now, I think this is a cope buy, but for some reason, Nojiko, okay? Nojiko has been bought out to $40 for the only unverified seller here for 17, then 40 and 45. I'm not really sure why. This is a return 5 or cost less to hand. I will say this, I played Blackbeard against this. It's pretty annoying. Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is because of the Nami support, right? It is good because it only works with her, right? You could just bounce a 5 or less, and that's pretty annoying for Tudon. But the leader works around moving life, so maybe this can get like the blocker out of the way for her to swing. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's not too bad. And then the last card we're going to look at is Yamato. I'm sure this is going to disgust me, and I'm already horrified. Yamato alt art from PRB is $165. You can't make it up. And these are unverified. Lowest unverified is $166. What is wrong? This is now getting to the price of like PRB, which we're going to check it here at the end here. This is getting into some PRB ranges that are just not acceptable, bro. Like what the set is worth and all that other stuff. But then the regular alts, this is a light plate. Lowest verified near mint is about $58, $59, 60, and then it's like consistently 60 with increase from there. So that's it's a tad bit annoying. And then when we look at Yamato regulars, the regulars here are sitting about $3, $4 for the original, and then there will be the PRB reprint one for a couple bucks. So if you're looking at playing Yamato for Nami, you could pick it up there, and it'll be pretty good. I actually want to see something real quick, just in case you're thinking about buying boxes to get this. A box of premium booster is unopened is literally $200. This is, I think, the most expensive set in the game, barring none. Like, this is crazy. I mean, you look at all these, I mean, Awakening in the New Era, like that's like kind of a heavily coveted set, but I mean, like this one right here is just crazy, $200. And the fact that Yamato is so close to this box is also pretty crazy. So yeah, it's just hard because with all the cards I show you, I'm not sure that she's doing really anything that other leaders can do. You know, Sanji playing Yamato is broken, right? We've seen that with Queen, but Queen has an extra heal effect. But there's some conditions for that, which make it a little bit bad. She can have a higher hand size and get that and play other cards to do it. So we'll see. I'm not really sure. I think that when it comes to Nami, I think that we're going to have to wait on the support to see what she is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about her down in the comment section below. If there's anything I missed or anything that is insane that I'm just not seeing, you know, I see just a 4-life leader, blue-yellow. I think of all the good blue-yellow cards that I can think of, and I'm just not really sure. You know, obviously if they come out like a searcher, they could search like Red Rock or something. That's pretty good. But other than that, I'm just kind of not really seeing the hype around her. I think that she can be very good, but this is gonna be one of those leaders that I think we're gonna have to wait and see for the support. There's a few others though that have been announced that I'm sure are broken. So yep, that pretty much does it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. This is Marcus from TCG Discussions signing off. Laters.